Welcome, Facebook. This is Jim Blythe, and this is a Veterans Impact special show for the Society of Certified Senior Advisors. Joining me today, James Henderson. So stick with us. Here we go. 1, 2, go. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Jim Blythe with the Society of Certified Senior Advisors. I am a CSA. Also, I'm a U.S. Navy veteran, and I'm the host of the Veterans Impact Show. We broadcast here in Dallas, around the world, on DBTV, Roku, Amazon Fire, and on a network in Northern California. I'm so happy to be here, and joining me, my great friend, James Henderson. We're going to talk about the PACT Act and why. There is a deadline for retroactive benefits that we're going to talk about. So this is going to be a short broadcast. This is a special broadcast for the Society of Certified Senior Advisors. First of all, James, let's tell everybody what you do. You are the Dallas County Veteran Service Officer.
That is correct, Jim. Again, thank you very much for being letting me come in and help you out today. Yes, that is correct. I am the Director of Veteran Services for the Dallas County Veteran Services Office. I am certified and accredited through the Texas Veterans Commission and the Department of Veteran Affairs to assist veterans with whatever type of benefits that falls up under the Department of Veteran Affairs. So that's my job in a nutshell.
Let me tell you, there is nobody better, because he's helped me connect veterans all over the United States with getting benefits. But what he's going to tell you to do is, if you're in Texas, go to your county veteran service officer.
Exactly.
If you're in other states, there are VA accredited reps with DAV, VFW, American Legion, other things. Be careful and don't get sucked in and go to an attorney firm and end up paying a bunch of money.
Exactly.
You want to go to a VA accredited rep through a VA organization, or you want to go through the VA itself. Now, James, let's talk very quickly, because we've got a limited program here.
All right.
What is the PACT Act, and why is this so important?
Okay, Jim. The PACT Act. A lot of folks have heard a lot of things about it. It's a very cool new situation that the federal government came up with. Basically, what it does, it expands, one, the healthcare eligibility for our veterans, whether it's the Vietnam era veterans or the post 9/11 era veterans. So it broadens your spectrum for healthcare, broadens your ability to get healthcare from the Department of Veteran Affairs, and also it has added an additional 20 plus presumptive conditions associated with both the Vietnam era veterans, or the Vietnam veterans, and the post 9/11 veterans, or the veterans that went to Kuwait or Afghanistan. So there's a lot of moving parts in this thing, a lot of information to put out about it. The main thing is being able to get that additional health care, and also those brand new presumptive conditions that are associated with Vietnam and the post 9/11. So that's the biggest part about the.
That's the biggest part of it. Now, if you want to know more about it, you can go to va.gov/PACT. And Nathaniel, my engineer, has put this up. So number one, if you look, how do you file a claim? Also, how do you register? And then if you'll scroll down, Nathaniel will be able to show everybody, there's all kinds of information about the PACT Act that you can learn about. Now, James, one of the things that it appears to me, and again, I'm not an expert, I'm not a VA accredited rep, but for the first time, they've got testing. And so maybe your service-connected disability didn't get documented, that you were in harm's way, or you got toxic waste, or this, that, and whatever. They can actually test now and determine whether or not you had toxic poisonings.
That is correct.
Yes. So all of a sudden you can say, well, I'm in the Blue Water Navy. I was on an aircraft carrier. We didn't have Agent Orange. Well, maybe you don't know. Go get tested. Exactly. Now, what if you were in the Afghanistan, Iraq, all of that? Go get tested. Now,
Yes.
one of the big things about this is it's so broad. This is the biggest broadening, the biggest change we've seen in VA
That is
healthcare
absolutely
system.
correct.
Yeah.
That's absolutely correct. Like I was saying, you know, that big change is allowing veterans more opportunity to get screened for these types of issues. There are a lot of, I'm going to say, presumptive conditions associated with both, as I said before, the Vietnam and the post 9/11 and the Gulf War era. And what this did was it just basically broadened the horizon, per se, for ladies and girls and guys and girls to get into the VA system. One, to get screened for those conditions that could possibly be presumptive, and the other is giving them an opportunity to file claims for those presumptive conditions. And it actually cleared up some issues with the presumptive condition. One is going to be, let's say, for the Vietnam veterans. It not only added two conditions, which is one going to be the condition of hypertension, which is one of those conditions a lot of the Vietnam era or the Vietnam veterans were suffering from, and it was not a service-connected condition. Now that hypertension is a service-connected condition based off of the presumption that you had boots on ground or you were in one of the areas that was specified now through the PACT Act to file a claim for it.
And this is real important because these benefits can be retroactive to August
Yes.
2022.
That
could be a very significant. Now, you can continue to sign up for the PACT Act. There's no deadline for signing up, but there is a deadline of August the 9th. That's August the 9th of this year to get the retroactive benefits that go back to August 22nd.
That's
so
correct.
What we want you to do is, number one, want you to go to va.gov and /PACT Act. You're going to find out all about it. There is a link to file a disability claim. There's also a link to learn how to submit your intent to file. If you just submit the intent to file, you're good for a year, right? Correct, James?
Correct. That is correct. Now, the one thing I want to just to make sure that we clear up, see a CSO period about this, because we don't want anybody to get left behind on it.
That's right.
And that deadline to file the claim. And when we say file on claim, it's not just filing your disability claim for that particular condition. We're looking at the deadline to even file a what we call an intent to file. The intent to file basically just states to the VA that, look, I'm going to file something. However, I don't have all of my ducks in order. Let me get everything that I need. The intent to file will actually give you another 12 months to get all of your stuff together to do a formal claim. So that intent to file is only going to broaden or give you an additional amount of time to actually get to the doctor and get all of your applicable documents together. So it's a win-win.
James, one of the big things that I think people need to know is, if you are found of where this thing comes out and you are given a disability, you'll get money, you'll get a check for that, right? And you'll get the best care because it is tailor-made to veterans who have these things. But further than that, James, it can be a big dollar amount from the standpoint in the state of Texas. Your ad valorem real estate taxes are reduced by the amount of your VA disability. Well, you know that.
Well, you know, the good thing is, you know, everybody wants to be 100%. However, everybody's condition is not going to take them to 100%. However, gonna start from the high end and come back down. For, let's say that your condition does warrant the 100% disability rate. That does eliminate you from 100% of property tax here in the state of Texas. And that's the one reason why everybody wants the 100. But anything under the 100, it is in sort of a tier. And that is an amount that could be taken from your, it's not the amount of your taxes, it is the amount of the appraisal prior to making the tax amount.
Right.
Now,
Now,
so you go from $0 to $7,000.
So with the PACT Act, and again, you need to go to va.gov/PACT and learn about this. And by going there, you're going to be able to either file an intent or do it. I have my VA card. We were laughing about the fact that my VA card is an antique. He wants me to frame it. So I'm in the system. I'm one of you. I am a Vietnam veteran, but I'm also a certified senior advisor. Matter of fact, I won the award back in 2015. And at that time, I told everybody, hey, we're going to be broadcasting for veterans. So here we are trying to tell all of our brothers and sisters in the Society of Certified Senior Advisors, if you have a veteran that's under your care, if you are working with a veteran and they don't know about this, go to va.gov/PACT and help them get with a VA accredited rep, help them to get these benefits. Now, let's go a step further. You're talking about benefits from toxic waste, from Agent Orange, all of these things.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of other benefits that go along with the VA. For World War II veterans, James, you helped me with a guy in Richmond, Virginia. There are a lot of other benefits that are accrued to veterans, like the aid and attendance pension. And there are benefits having your wife be a beneficiary. And even the family can actually be tested, from what I understand, for some of the toxic things that happen. So this is not just about you as a veteran. You've earned this. This is also can impact your family. This can make a huge change in a family's life. And I'm going to be going in and getting tested. I'm going to be going through this. I'm going to be signing up. So we want everybody to go and take a look. Now, what happens though? What does it mean if you have a presumptive condition for toxic exposure? I got to tell you, if you've got a problem medically and you don't do something about it, it gets exacerbated over time. And I think this is such a great move, especially for our younger veterans with the IAVA, Afghan. Those guys need to know that they need to go get screened. And I don't know how many times, James, you and I have talked about this. How many times have I sat there with a veteran as a certified senior advisor counseling them, and they go, oh, I'll never go to the VA. VA is going to hurt me. VA is bad. VA is too much paperwork. We've got ways to get through the paperwork of any government program. That's why James Henderson is so important, a friend of mine, but besides the fact he is a great Army veteran, I got to tell you, you got to learn how to negotiate, navigate this, and that's where we're telling you. You want to go to your county veteran service officer in Texas. You want to go to the DAV, the Disabled American Veterans. You want to go to the VFW. I'm a member of that. You want to go to the American Legion. They have VA accredited reps. You're not going to have to pay to get this, and you can let them negotiate and get through this system for you. And you may find other things. Some of these toxic things that we're talking about, I got to tell you, I don't think the civilian world really has all of the information and knows how to handle some of this. Wouldn't you agree?
That's the one thing about with veterans going to the VA hospital. The VA hospital, it is the one place that you can go where you have someone there, doctors, nurses, staff that understand the conditions or understand those things that we as military folks go through. You know, we go through, we have conditions that the average American has no idea what they are. You know, exposure to certain situations or exposure to certain chemicals or waste, or, you know, the burn pits. Before, you know, we started talking about burn pits, I had somebody to ask me, what is burn pit? Well, burn pit is a big place, a big hole where the Army goes in and pours in JP-8 fuel, lights it up, and whatever they can burn is what is burned, which is going to be medical equipment. Believe it or not, that's where parts for amputations get destroyed. You know, there's a lot of stuff that, you know, us veterans have to endure or take in or smell. This is where the burn pit situation would come in, because, you know, smelling all of that and taking that into your body, it can take a toll. Respiratory issues, certain kind of cancers, kidney cancer, pancreatic cancer. There's a lot of nasty stuff that goes along with this. And what the VA, through the PACT Act, what they're trying to do now is for all of the conditions that may have been overlooked. Now we have we have the chance to go in, get those conditions diagnosed, and also with the diagnosis of those conditions, now you could possibly have a disability claim with the VA. And I want to go back to one other thing where we start to talk about presumption. There are presumptive conditions associated with either burn pit, or when we start to talk about the Vietnam era and
Agent Orange. Yeah.
Agent Orange. The only thing that you would, as a veteran, would have to do is get that condition, and solidified is a bad word, but get that condition on through your medical records. The doctor will say if yay or nay you have this particular condition, and if that condition is on the list, it is a presumptive condition. Whether you had gone to the doctor for it before, when you were on active duty, it makes no difference. It is already a presumptive condition associated with your time period of service in whatever area that has been specified by the federal government. So, you know, getting screened and getting the medical diagnosis for the condition is paramount, period. Please go through and get that done.
Absolutely. Veterans, we're both saying to you, get out there and get the testing. Even if your service jacket doesn't have the information in there that you may have needed a year or 2 years, 3 years ago, right, James?
That's
maybe
correct.
It wasn't in your service jacket, but they can test you. And if they see that you've got that, I'm curious of one thing is I handle nuclear weapons. I wonder if I'd light up in the dark under ultraviolet, you know? But this is also because we're doing this special for the Society of Certified Senior Advisors.
Yep.
Our certified senior advisors work around the world with seniors, many of which were Korean War veterans, Vietnam veterans, many of them Vietnam veterans. They're in their 70s now. A lot of them were embittered because things got passed over. It wasn't in their service jacket. They couldn't prove they had it. This PACT Act takes care of that. Encourage, if you're a CSA, you work with seniors, encourage any veteran you've got, any veteran you're working with, go to the VA. And again, it's va.gov/PACT Act. And I've got to tell you, you can learn a lot about it and help them. If they don't want to go through the paperwork, then help them get connected with VFW, with an accredited rep, DAV in Texas County Service Officer. Help our veterans be able to get the medical help they need.
Exactly.
And if somebody says to you, oh, the VA healthcare system, it's terrible. Maybe 10 years ago, it was pretty bad. Maybe 7 years ago. But right now, our VA healthcare system stacks up against the best in the United States. I know. I see the surveys. I have had both secretaries of the VA, in the last two of them, on my program. One of them did a Christmas message. The other one did 3 messages. And I know that I have seen the studies that put our VA healthcare system right up there with the best in the nation. In Texas, in North Texas, our VA healthcare system is aligned with UT Southwestern. They're doing research all the time. Our VA healthcare system is the second largest in the United States in North Texas. The VA healthcare system is worldwide, and it will help veterans not only with financial benefits that may come out of a disability claim, but getting the proper medication, getting the proper help, and being able to not only help that veteran, but help their family. Right, brother?
Jim, I'm going to tell you, when we start to talk about healthcare, sometimes I get a little bit embarrassed when I tell people about my situation. I have choices. I'm a retiree, so I have TRICARE. I work for a county. I have county-based insurance, and I am a service-connected disabled veteran, and I have that. So I have choices, and I can tell you, from those three choices, my number one choice, I go to the VA for all of my health care needs. I've been doing that since 2007 when I retired from the military. Yeah, you're gonna have good and bad with every situation there is. However, when we start to talk about the health care through our VA, which I'm going to say the North Texas healthcare system, it's above and beyond my expectations. Was it bad at one time? Yes, it was. But I can tell you, with the leadership that we've had in that position now as the director of the services there at the North Texas healthcare system, it's only elevated from where it was. And I don't see it going down. It's only going to get better. Another thing about the healthcare with the Department of Veteran Affairs is the funding that we get from or to the healthcare system. It comes from the amount of people that we have enrolled in the healthcare system. So enrolling in the healthcare system brings about additional monies to that region, which now also helps to increase the quality of care that you get. So it's a win-win-win any way you look at it. Get signed up for the VA.
Absolutely. Now, one question. I saw this. I'm reading the deal from the VA on the PACT Act. It said, what if VA denied my DIC claim and I think I may be now eligible? Then go back, right? You can go back and do it. You can refile that claim.
Absolutely
and if
correct.
you did not, I have a good friend in Jacksonville, and he had stuff left out of his service jacket. He couldn't prove. But he was exposed to a lot of stuff. He could go back and get tested, and all of a sudden, he's eligible for VA benefits. He's eligible. And let me tell you, that poor guy, he's probably 100% service disabled. No, I'm not. I don't mean to speak negatively, but I'm sure, he's been through a lot. So again, for my certified senior advisor, brothers and sisters, if you deal with veterans, we want you to please let the veteran know about the PACT Act. We want you to let them know that they can go to va.gov/PACT. You're going to find out all about the resources. There is a place when you do that basically is a link to file. Is you can link and file for an intent to file, which gives you a year to get all your medical records and get everything done.
Absolutely.
You
correct.
can get tested. You don't necessarily have to have proof in your service jacket that this or that happened. You can get tested. And let me tell you something. I'm going to go get tested because I've have a stent, had a heart problem. I've had a kidney problem. I've got reduced function in one of my kidneys. I've had early stages of prostate cancer. We're getting that taken care of. All of a sudden, when you add those up, what does it sound like I got exposed to?
Sounds like a possibility of Agent Orange to me.
Yeah. And let me tell you, I spent 3 tours in the Gulf of Tonkin on aircraft carriers. So Lord knows what we got exposed to. And so again, for all of my friends, if you want to contact me, please contact me at Jim Blythe. I have a website, jimblythe.net. You can go to JAMBLY163 at Yahoo. You can call me at 214-502-4600. That's 214-502-4600 or JAMBLY163 at Yahoo. I'm here to direct you and try and help you to help a veteran to save their life. And that's what we're all about with the Veterans Impact Show, bringing this nation back together and saving veterans' lives. So
Yes.
please help me, my brothers and sisters of the Society of Certified Senior Advisors, as we help those who stood for us. So I'm going to close a little bit early. Again, I want to introduce you to a great man. If you're in Dallas, Fort Worth, you need to get to know James Henderson if you're a veteran. We'd love for you to tune in and subscribe Veterans Impact Show. We're nationwide. Again, go to DBTV. We're on Roku. We're on Amazon Fire in Northern California. We're on AUN Network on TV. We're TV, radio, podcast. Please join us because we've got great information every week. Now, for the Society of Certified Senior Advisors, on October the 19th, you look it up, we're doing a podcast with Terrence Hayes. He is the Senior Public Affairs Officer for the Secretary of the VA. He is considered to be the most knowledgeable VA benefits speaker in the nation. He is going to be part of our CSA special presentation talking about benefits. What are some of the other benefits? Aid and attendance pension. There are banking benefits. There are educational benefits. There are housing benefits. There are retirement benefits. There are all kinds of benefits that you need to know about because you can save a veteran's life. You can help a veteran. And let me tell you something. I can't think of anything better or why I became a CSA rather than to save someone's life. So please join with me again, jimblight.net or JAMBLY163. Either way, you'll get to me. I'm here to help you. I'm here to be able to help veterans. So I always close my Veterans Impact Show with a prayer. So I'd like to do that this afternoon. Dear God in heaven, we thank you for putting a hedge of protection around our active duty military and our first responders, those who run into the fire instead of away from it. We thank you for them. We thank you for our freedom that they choose to protect us. We thank you for our veterans, dear Lord. We thank you with all our heart for their service, what they're doing, and we want the very best for them. And our veterans, dear Lord, guide them and direct them to help this country come back together. Help them to help this country come back together. One nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. In his name we pray, amen. James, it's been wonderful to having you on board to talk about the PACT Act, to talk about these things. Again, please share this YouTube, share this Facebook, give it to everybody you know who's a veteran, who is a family member of a veteran. They may be affected. This is a very, very important opportunity for you to reach out and help a veteran.
Definitely.
Thank you. Thanks, James.
All
Thank
right.
you, certified. Yeah. Thank you, Society of Certified Senior Advisors. Again, join us on the Veterans Impact Show. We're here for you. We're on DBTV. That's on Amazon Fire and Roku. We're here for you. Thank you for being on board. Thank you for being part of the Veterans Impact Show.